On this week's Hallyu Highlights, we turn the spotlight onto the popularity of Trot, a Korean music genre that continues to gather big crowds here on the local front, with singer Lim Young-woong's popularity in the country seen to rival that of BTS, according to one foreign news agency. We have details on today's edition of Press Perspective. Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Press Perspective. It's Wednesday, November 13th, and time for this week's Hallyu Highlights, which today center on Korea's Trot. For more on this, I have Isabella WANDERMUREM, and writer over in Brazil. Isabella, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Isabella, right, Isabella, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
I also have Choi Chi-hee here in the studio. Chi-hee, as always, it's great to have you here.
Yeah, great to be back.
Right, then let's begin, Chi-hee, with details about a report by Agence France-Presse that compared the popularity of Trot singer Lim Young-woong to that of BTS.
Yes, I love that pronunciation, by the way. I'll just refer to it as AFP from here. But recently, under the title Trotting Ahead of K-Pop, South Korean crooner rivals boy band BTS, AFP reported on how the South Korean star Lim Young-woong, who's a trot singer, is competing with global superstars, showcasing that there's more to South Korean music than just K-pop. With billions of streams and a sold-out stadium tour, he's gained significant popularity in the recent years. And trot, we would pronounce that as in English, but it's pronounced Trot in Korean, is a genre that blends traditional Korean music with elements of Western jazz, swing, and even Japanese enka. So it's also referred to as 뽕짝 here in the country. And for many years, actually in the past, this genre has been dismissed as music primarily for older individuals. However, Lim Young-woong, who is in his early to mid-30s, I think he's the same age as me actually, is part of a new wave of younger artists, revitalizing the trot genre with its melodramatic ballads and upbeat tunes resonating with large audiences across the country. Now, this surge in popularity is largely attributed to a wave of reality audition shows, with the most notable being the original Mr. Trot, which initially started as Mrs. Trot as well. And this program is similar to Superstar K, an audition show for rookie singers, but it's exclusively dedicated to just Trot music. And Lim Young-woong won the first edition of Mr. Trot in 2020, capturing the attention of more than a third of all South Korean viewers who watched the finale, turning him into a nationwide sensation. I remember voting for him as well, actually, back then. And according to the AFP, although Lim Young-woong may not have as many fans as the boy band BTS, he's ranked as South Korea's most loved singer, according to a June Gallup poll, surpassing BTS, who placed third in favor among the public, just within the country, that is. And additionally, Lim Young-woong earns more than individual BTS members, with ticket sales from his recent tour generating around $22 million US, according to industry data. And also interestingly, articles about Lim Young-woong generate more online traffic and receive more likes than those about BTS domestically, highlighting what is referred to as the Lim Young-woong syndrome. And so his success and popularity actually stems not only from his heartwarming voice and charming looks, but also from his inspiring backstory as a human being. So having lost his father at a young age, and being raised by his grandmother while struggling as a no-name singer, his victory on a television show, coupled with his impressive vocals, turned him into a public favorite. Now, while Im isn't widely known internationally, his fame has even reached North Korea, where music from the South is officially banned. However, activists frequently send USB sticks filled with his songs Over the Border by Balloon, and defectors have reported his popularity in the North as well. And actually, I recently had the opportunity to attend a charity soccer match organized by Hanabank, and it featured Team Hero, captained by Lim Young-woong, and by also Team Kiseong-young, led by a national football player in Daejeong. And a special highlight show was prepared during the halftime of the game, and Lim Young-woong came out all dressed up, and he actually had a special performance prepared for all the spectators. But what was very interesting is that once the halftime show began, I saw all the people, most of the spectators seemed like his fans because they were all wearing sky blue shirts, and they started taking out their light balls, the ones that they have, to cheer for Lim Young-woong. And I could truly feel the extent of Lim Young-woong's popularity back there. Now, most of Lim Young-woong's fans are elderly, and this leads to a fierce competition among the elderly's children or people aged in their 30s or 40s for concert tickets as well. So with an Lim Young-woong recital planned for the end of this year and the beginning of next year, it's anticipated that younger individuals will also vie for these tickets, as many wish to honor their parents, in what's called hyo here in the country, or filial piety. And his previous concert, actually in May, was sold out, with the ticket buying process inundated by millions of online users as well. So we're expected to see some fierce competition there during the end of the season as well.
Right. And all that being said, Isabella, how do you cat to explain the interest in 트로트 singer Lim Young-woong's popularity by the foreign media?
Young has gained significant attention from the foreign media, which I think is largely due to emotional deep accessibility of music. Trot is a genre that has been deeply rooted in Korean culture for decades. Singing reflecting themes like love, bravery, resilience. It's why I love this work and our universal emotions. While it has recently been considered a more colder genre to Hallyu music, the Young has brought a fresh, contemporary twist to it.
Right.
Stability
Isabella,
to
I'm afraid I have to interrupt you for a minute. I'm afraid the connection is not that clear, so we're not able to hear you properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the connection right now and perhaps connect to you again through the landline. Would that be okay? Right, I'll come back to you soon. And in the meantime then, for those of our viewers, we are going to turn back to Chi-hee. And Chi-hee, while we wait for Isabella to join us back again on the phone, do tell us about how the press, the foreign press that is describing 트로트 and its nationwide popularity.
Sure. So the foreign press has highlighted the popularity of trot music in Korea, noting how the genre, once considered, like I said, music only for the elderly, is now gaining widespread appeal. And Reuters reports that many Koreans over 40 are embracing trot as their music, in contrast to K-pop. And despite the global interest in K-pop idols like BTS and Blackpink, the popularity of 트로트 has been rising sharply within Korea, particularly among middle-aged and older generations. Now, one middle-aged fan expressed that as Korea becomes an aging society, mainstream music has overly focused on idol singers, making it difficult for older audiences to find relatable songs. And according to Reuters, 트로트's repetitive melodies and themes of unrequited love and longing resonate strongly with baby boomers who contributed to Korea's economic rise. And this demographic has also demonstrated significant purchasing power, as evidenced by the increased sales of cars advertised by 트로트 star Lim Young-woong as well. And Rolling Stone noted that television programs like Mr. 트로트 and I Am a 트로트 Singer have revitalized the genre. Many former K-pop stars have joined these programs as either judges or contestants themselves, further attracting younger listeners. And young Koreans drawn to new and unfamiliar genres are exploring 트로트 as part of a larger neutro trend, which celebrates vintage styles in a modern context. And 트로트's evolution now includes elements of electronic music, music and other genres, expanding the scope of Korean music beyond K-pop. And Rolling Stone predicts that 트로트 alongside K-indie and K-rap may gain global traction as well in the near future. And last but not least, Japan's Nishi Nippon Shimbun reported that 트로트 programs and the products endorsed by their stars have boosted Korea's economy even during the COVID-19 period. And this particular newspaper highlighted how middle-aged 트로트 fans skilled with smartphones have formed online communities similar to K-pop fandoms, shifting 트로트 from a listening genre to a visual genre as well, one influenced by K-pop's aesthetics. And it emphasized that Korea's democratic and progressive culture has paved the way for 트로트's reinvention and widespread appeal.
Right, and that being said then, Chi, I understand that big agencies, including SM and JYP, are also tapping into the 트로트 market. What more can you tell us?
Right, they are. So we all know the leading K-pop agencies such as JYP and SM Entertainment. They're venturing into the 트로트 music scene to broaden their musical offerings and reach a genre that has a long-standing dedicated fan base, traditionally, like I said, composed of older listeners. Now, SM Entertainment has launched a unique project called T5 in collaboration with TV Joseon. The broadcaster behind the popular Trot edition shows Miss 트로트 and Mr. 트로트. And through this initiative, SM is forming a 5-member Trot boy group that includes participants from diverse entertainment backgrounds, including a former Mr. 트로트 contestant and a K-pop trainee. And the group's journey will be documented in a reality show set to air in Korea and Japan later this year. And also, esteemed Trot composer Cho Young-soo has been appointed as the group's chief producer, collaborating with SM's K-pop music producers to create a hybrid sound that blends 트로트 with catchy elements of K-pop. Meanwhile, JYP Entertainment is also making strides in the 트로트 genre. The company has established a subsidiary label called Innit Entertainment, which will manage artists from the upcoming KBS edition show, The 딴따라. By the way, 딴따라 is a Korean word. It means a celebrity or a performer, but it has the connotation of looking down at them, but they're used more freely these days without that connotation. But anyhow, so this show, co-developed by JYP founder Park Jin-young, aims to scout talent across multiple genres, including 트로트 and classical music, in hopes of appealing to a broader audience. And industry analysts suggest that as 트로트 music experiences a revival, these agencies see it as an attractive opportunity to diversify their revenue streams, because if you are only focusing on just one genre like K-pop idol, then it's not a very strategic move. And if you fail to make money there, it could make their businesses a lot more difficult and have financial risks. So this new strategy could attract younger audiences and potentially reshape the Trot genre's image, making this music more appealing to a wider demographic.
Right, hopefully. And right then, now let's turn back to Brazil, where Isabella, a writer, is waiting for us on the landline. Isabella, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you.
Right, lovely. Isabella, what can you share with us now about the popularity of 트로트 in Brazil? And do you suppose the presence of agencies like JYP and SM that she has mentioned will serve to perhaps further boost the global popularity of 트로트?
Brazil Trot is still a niche genre, but there's a growing curiosity about Korean culture, especially through K-pop, which has really opened the door for other Korean music styles, including Trot. Brazilians have always been very open to different music genres, and I think Trot will catch on here, especially as people become more familiar with the emotions and nostalgic qualities of the genre. Agents like JYP and SM have been clearly successful in making K-pop a global phenomenon, and I think they could play a key role in bringing Trot international spotlight as well. They have the infrastructure, resources, and experience to promote artists on a global stage. If agents introduce Trot artists in a way that connects with international audience, it could definitely increase its popularity. by increasing platforms like global tours, streaming service, and collaborations. They could help make Chart a significant part of the Hallyu outside of Korea.
Isabella, have you heard Lim Young-woong's music yourself? Isabella?
Chart is a... Hi.
Right. Have you heard Lim Young-woong's throat singer Lim Young-woong's music?
Yes.
Compared to BTS, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Right. I was wondering if you were comparing Lim Young-woong's music to that of BTS, what are your thoughts? Do you like them both?
It's very different, but BTS and Trot, I don't know if I can compare because it's really different.
Yeah, that's a good
between
response,
it
Isabella. You really can't compare the two genres of music. All right. Chi, can you compare?
Yes, I love both of them.
Right, we love them both too.
Right. I
Chi-
would agree with
I would have
Isabella.
to agree.
Yes.
Chi, the nominees now, moving forward, the nominees of the 67th Annual Grammy Awards have been announced. And again, no K-pop artist was included in that list. What has been the response to that reality within the foreign media?
Right. It's very disappointing as Koreans and personally. Now, the exclusion of K-pop artists from the 67th Annual Grammy Awards nominations. This marks the second year without recognition of Korean pop artists. This has ignited widespread debate and disappointment, and media coverage reflects growing frustration with the Grammys' approach to international music, underscoring a disconnect between the Recording Academy's selection process and the increasingly global music landscape. Now, this is especially notable because BTS, the world's most popular K-pop group, previously achieved Grammy nominations for 3 consecutive years between 2020 and 2022 in the Best Pop Duo Group Performance category. And this year, however, their absence aligns with, of course, the group's shift to solo work and mandatory military service, while Blackpink's members are similarly focused on individual projects. Now, the exclusion of these prominent K-pop acts has raised questions about the Grammys' bias and its continued emphasis on Western music. So fans and critics are scrutinizing the Recording Academy's process, which claims to prioritize musical artistry over commercial success. However, the Academy's opaque voting system, dominated by industry insiders such as producers, engineers, and critics, has drawn criticism for its perceived Western-centric bias, which inadvertently restricts access for global artists. And despite K-pop's commercial and cultural milestones, the Grammy voting process has seemingly limited the genre's recognition, and its repeated overlooking of K-pop acts, despite their chart-topping achievements and cultural impact, has sparked accusations of racial bias, especially on social media. So some fans even questioned why artists like BTS's Jungkook, with hits like Seven and Standing Next to You, and Blackpink's Lisa with her viral solo releases, were not recognized, suggesting a reluctance to validate Asian artists as they do Western performers. Now, while the Grammys have expanded their categories in recent years, the absence of a dedicated K-pop category is seen by many as a missed opportunity to acknowledge one of the world's fastest-growing genres. And this gap in recognition has led industry voices to urge the Grammys to consider a K-pop category, perhaps, which could better reflect global music trends and help the awards stay relevant in an increasingly interconnected music industry. And with K-pop's ongoing global expansion and cultural influence, the Grammy Awards face mounting pressure to modernize their existing standards, and analysts suggest that the Recording Academy should reconsider its approach to non-Western music, making room for genres like K-pop and others to accurately represent contemporary music's diversity and their international reach.
Right. Isabella, keeping in mind what Chi has just said here in the studio, what are your thoughts regarding this latest snub, if you will, of K-pop by the Grammys?
The recent snub of the K-pop, but hi.
Right, please continue.
Okay,
the recent snub of the K-pop at the Grammys, the reflection of the industry's low pace when it comes to embracing new and diverse global musical trends. As you said, K-pop especially has exploded worldwide, especially in Brazil. They have a lot of fans, but yet K-pop still struggles to gain full recognition from some mainstream music institutions like the Grammys. I think it's partly because K-pop doesn't always fit into the traditional Western music categories that Grammys are used to. K-pop is a unique blend of music, performance, fan interaction that makes it stand apart of other genres. But I also think the Grammys and other traditional institutions may be hesitant to acknowledge K-pop on a social major scale because it's different. It doesn't follow the usual patterns of Western music, pop music. However, with the global impact that K-pop fans have, I hope that the music industry becomes more inclusive. K-pop will eventually receive the recognition it truly deserves. And as example, I say Anita is a singer here from Brazil, but when she always Grammys, like she has been indicated in categories that search Latin songs, Latin albums, and not on the principal categories, but also favor a Latin on the categories, but not on the principal categories.
Right. Right. Moving forward, German daily, the Tageszeitung more recently, and CNN back in the summer, I believe, touched upon the tougher aspects of becoming and being K-pop idols. What more can you tell us?
Right, so recent articles from CNN and the German newspaper, Die Tageszeitung, explore the pressures and challenges that lie beneath the polished image of the K-pop industry, providing a sobering look at what it truly means to be a K-pop idol. Now, CNN's summer coverage highlights Apple TV's docuseries K-pop Idols, which offers an intimate view of the lives of stars such as rapper Jessie, the girl group Black Swan, and the rookie boy band Gravity. These idols grapple with the relentless demands of the K-pop industry, including grueling training hours, strict dieting regimens, and the isolation that often accompanies fame. A central theme highlighted by CNN is the intense focus on mental health within the industry. Now, the series captures moments of vulnerability as idols discuss the sacrifices required for their careers, often at the expense of their mental well-being. And some K-pop stars like Gravity's Wonjin have spoken about extreme dieting and shared experiences of surviving on just a single egg a day to meet the stringent body standards imposed by management. And also, the German newspaper, in its article, provides a broader cultural analysis examining how recent waves of cultural exports from music to dramas and fashion have reshaped South Korea's global image and establishing it as a powerhouse of soft cultural influence. However, the paper also discusses the darker aspects of the K-pop system, including the intense training schedules, strict diet plans, and restrictive contracts that idols face. And the German media critiques this aspect, linking it to the broader culture of competitiveness within South Korean society, often referred to as 헬조선. This term expresses the sentiment among many South Koreans that the societal pressures they face today reflect the hardships of historical periods characterized by limited social mobility, where survival depended on adhering to rigid expectations. And for K-pop idols, this results in contracts restricting personal freedoms, such as prohibiting relationships and even limiting access to mobile phones. And so both CNN and Die Tageszeitung highlight the toll that the K-pop industry takes on young idols, from mental health struggles to physical exhaustion. While fans admire their performances, these articles reveal the challenging reality behind the scenes. And despite these hardships, K-pop's global appeal continues to grow, reflecting not only love for the music, but also respect for the resilience of the performance. And the publications urge fans to really recognize the personal sacrifices of these idols and advocate for a balanced approach approach that prioritizes their well-being.
Right. Well, better understanding about the hardships of the K-pop industry as a whole is, in fact, getting more attention right now, that is, and therefore there are pundits who are talking about efforts being made to address the darker elements of the industry. All right, Chi, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts. And Isabella, over in Brazil, thank you very much for your insights today.
Thank you.
Right. Well, that ends this edition of Press Perspective. Thank you for watching. See you same time tomorrow.